Stage 2 is looking a little unwintry for some reason, except for the snowflakes. Even so, it looks more like autumn. Are we going back in time? Anyway, we are coming up on the village of Mayohiga, a small one to the northeast that traveling humans sometimes come across as they're wandering. It's a little special because it's described as being on the boundary that separates Gensokyo from the outside world. To put it in a better perspective, traveling here is akin to going down the rabbit hole, which exists both in the well-known Wonderland and its counterpart. Here I'll talk about the fanbase, and oh my, there is a lot to say about the fanbase, and fanbases in general. With the many doujin music circles I mentioned back in Scarlet Devil Stage 2, and the many more fan-made products I skimmed over in the introduction video, we can assume that the Touhou fan community is ridiculously large already for a non-mainstream gaming series. The fanbase, like I also said earlier, is an anomaly, an enigma of explosive popularity, like a lot of recent fanbases I could think of off the top of my head. You've got your fans of the games, you've got fans of players of the games, of pairings of the characters, of flash videos put to arranges, of artists, and of general fanon, which admittedly can be a large portion of Touhou when Soon allows for it. However, every once in a while, there's a fan portrayal of a character that, while attempting to fill in those blanks Soon intentionally left behind, becomes a completely different entity from what was seen in the game. This no doubt confuses or even alienates the newcomers, because this is their first impression, and they don't know there's a game series just yet. And when they get it wrong and believe that's how said character really acts, that in turn angers the veterans. Or maybe they get a kick out of it. It's one or the other. At any rate, I think fandom in general should be taken in moderation, or at least a lesser degree of obsession, because otherwise one will appear as an absolute addict and be a prime target for people that don't like whatever series is being talked about because they think said series shouldn't be as popular as it is. All I have to say about this? Opinions are opinions. Opinions cannot be fact, but that in itself is a fact. So there is no right or wrong, only, I like this. Cool. I like this. Or, I guess it's cool that you like that, but I like this much better. Everyone likes what they like, and I think everyone gets that, but I think not everyone gets is that everyone has different tastes, and maybe they just don't like what you like, no matter how hard you try to push those things onto them. That said, I'm gonna go completely against everything I just said for a moment and say, this is the reason everyone loves Perfect Cherry Blossom, even remotely. For them, it's not about the cherry mechanism, it's not about the pairings, it's always about Chen. Chen is a Nekomata, a cat that is believed to go yokai after 10 years of age. At that point, its tail is said to split into two, and it begins to learn black magic and such. As it continues to age, the tail continues to split, and it generally becomes more powerful the more this happens. I think Chen is liked more because of how she appears to be, and not because of the effects she has on the story. But, you know, cat girls have that sort of effect, I guess. Would you believe that I'm a cat person if I said that I don't like Chen too much? Probably not, right? At any rate, it'd be more accurate to say I don't like the fanon portrayal of Chen. Glorification of a moe blob is not the way to go to win points with me, sadly. Why do I say sadly? Because that way you can confirm that I am in the minority. As a matter of fact, there is a relatively very clear-cut line between the multitudes of fans that adore Chen for what she is, or what she represents, and the other fans that don't like Chen, mostly because of said fans that love Chen. Did that make sense? Probably not. Maybe this was intentional. I guess I get this feeling of youth and childishness from both the theme and from Chen herself, so maybe it couldn't be helped that she was seen like that. But I draw the line there. And then there's the people that go, but Joiner, fanon is canon, you just said so yourself. That means anything we as the fanbase think of goes, and while that is to an extent true, I can't entirely buy that either because it's just that, to an extent. If fanon were truly canon, that is, completely, that means whenever Chen would try getting serious, and trust me, she does get serious, the players and even the cast are just going to go, oh my god! Even when she's about to tackle me full force with Damaku propulsion and destroy my vital organs, she's just too damn adorable! And everyone everywhere would be blushing so hard that the line between real life and an animation would be downright disintegrated, and we would have a nosebleed bloodbath the size of the Nile River. Can you imagine a world in which cats can't be taken seriously from time to time, and how horrifying that would be for the cat in question? Personally, the whole thing is fairly annoying, and it turns me away from Chen. A lot. And I would honestly like to think there's more to her than meets the eye, even when you think that looking at her is enough to discern, oh, she's a cat girl, that automatically means I have to fawn at her every appearance, drool constantly whenever she's being affectionate, and have heart attacks when she's pouting or crying. And even though I hold such a stance, I won't be rude enough to not let you attempt to explain this whole thing to me. Do leave a comment below and tell me what you see in Jen, besides the obvious cat girl clique. Is she a breath of fresh air from the characters before her? Is it something from a Flash animation? Is it simply because you think she's cute and because of the way she's dressed? Throw me a bone here. Oh wait, I can't really say that because cats, whatever. Opinions are opinions, like I said, and they're as much yours as they are mine. That's how I feel about Chen, and if that's not how you feel about Chen, then that's alright too. On to stage 3.